We need more people dancing here. What's going on, everybody? This is episode number 6 of the all-new 6 Gaming podcast. I am roncli because Show's computer fails.
My computer sucks. By the way, I was dancing. You guys can't see it because my webcam sucks today, but I was dancing.
Obviously. Yeah, what happened, man? What'd you do to that poor thing? Did
I
you
don't
toss
know.
it across the room?
No, but over the past week, it's just been randomly crashing. So through trial and error, I found out that I'm pulling too much off of my power supply or something. It might be burning out. I don't know, but we know it's my power supply. So I got a new one coming. Hopefully Wednesday, we'll be back to normal.
You didn't download a bad copy of Ape Escape and then have your Windows Explorer constantly crashing in the middle of League of Legends?
No, I think it was all that time I was spending on your website.
Oh,
Very nice. All right. So with me, of course, we have the broken computer. Say hi, Show.
Hi.
And Coles, were you dancing?
The koala was dancing.
The koala was dancing. So we have our cute koala with the website, and apparently gold goblins don't dance.
Nope.
No, hey, I'm an engineer, so I was doing the engineer. I mean, didn't you see my shoulders kind of?
Oh, that's
And
what
you
it
got
was.
kind of the head bop thing going for a little bit.
All right. How you doing, Brox?
I'm hanging in there. I'm across the house, and my Wi-Fi is spotty here, so sounds like a bad IP phone call every now and then. So if you yell at me and I don't respond, it's because you sound like that for a second.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
All right. So we're gonna start off the show as what do you say? What do you say?
Always.
Oh, we always do.
Good news, everyone!
That's right. We got our news.
News. Very light news.
Very light news, but we do have some big news, starting with Nintendo. Nintendo has decided that they are going to get into the mobile games market.
No.
Yes.
Wait. That could be good. I mean, Game Boys are really good.
Yes.
So.
I agree. They're partnering with the company DNA. I actually know someone who used to work for DNA.
DNA. Now, why do I know them?
Oh my god. Oh my god, the gravity of the situation just got serious.
Oh, here it goes. I don't even think he's here.
No, he's here. He's just
It takes a while to get the
Can't hear him.
Oh, that's
It
true,
does.
yeah.
We got to get the
They have
signal.
to
it's,
reroute a
bouncing
whole
off
lot of
the
traffic.
satellite.
Yeah, it just takes a while to route all those bits into it.
Right. Nothing.
I mean, don't you see the giant buffering symbol across the bottom?
Right.
No, it got sucked into the gravity well.
All right, so DNA Gaming here. What have they done? Because I swear that name sounds familiar.
Off the top of my head, I couldn't tell you. I'd have to look it up, and my web browser's being really crappy right now. So
what Ron's saying is we can play Pokemon on our phones.
Oh,
if
God.
they
I don't
release
think
a
he was
Pokemon
going
title, yeah.
Now, my main question with all this, and I haven't seen one way or the other online about it, is if they decide to do multiplayer, are they going to make us use friend codes, or are they going to use something else? Are they going to keep it very Nintendo and make it as complicated as possible?
There's a whole lot of there's a whole lot of questions about this, I'm sure, but we do know one thing already. It looks like that Satoru Iwata, did I pronounce that right?
Yeah, you got it pretty good.
Yeah.
And he was asking if Shigeru Miyamoto would be involved in any of the smartphone development. That's the
Hopefully.
Mario guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Very good, Ron. You know your history.
He's not involved.
No.
So
Still,
no
you know
Mario?
your history.
So-
That was good.
That doesn't necessarily mean there's going to be no Mario. I mean, obviously Nintendo owns all
I
that
love
rights.
that franchise.
But it's not going to be done by anyone that should put it. But I put both of those stories up on the 6 Gaming website at facebook.com/6gaminggg. So if you want to check that out, we keep a live roll of what we're talking about.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, there's been a little bit of lag from Brox, but I think Veg is having a lot of trouble. He's come in and out like 3 times, but whatever. I'm sure he'll figure it out. And
Well, my end's kind of hitting pretty laggy, but I just assume that to be PC issues.
Yep. And speaking of hard Japanese names, I'm going to let you do this one, Brox.
Yeah, so my news is that Hideo Kojima is parting ways with Konami, probably towards the end of the year from everything I've been reporting.
Tell us who this guy is, because I have no clue myself.
So
Besides
this
legend.
this guy is a legend. He made Metal Gear Solid. I mean, especially if you go back and pick up the Metal Gear Solid 3-pack for the PS2 that came out a while ago, they all say just a Hideo Kojima game. I mean, he is Metal Gear Solid. He also had a big hand in Silent Hill and a lot of the other major Konami properties over the past 15 years or so.
Yeah, he's pretty heavy into Castlevania, if I remember, too.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's parting ways.
I remember playing the original
and what's
Metal Gear,
interesting is...
and I was terrible at it.
Yeah, you and everybody else. I mean.
But what's insane is it doesn't seem like it's a very amicable breakup, because they've removed all references of his name from anything with Metal Gear Solid 5 on their website and whatnot, whereas before his name was branded all over it. And now it's just nothing. Yeah,
it's very weird. Very weird.
I mean, speculation is he's going to take his ball and go form his own company, and in which case, I think he should. It'd be interesting to see what he can do. But also interesting to see how Metal Gear continues without him, because Konami has said that they are going to continue the series without him. And, this could go either way. I mean, it could end up being good. It could end up being pretty terrible. For the series.
Well, and typically the Japanese are very proud, and especially these gaming legends. I would find it hard to give up my IP, my intellectual property, like Metal Gear, or anything else. That would be frustrating, I think, to say the least.
Exactly. So it'll be interesting if he does end up forming his own company, what kind of game he makes. Does he make some sort of spiritual successor to it, or does he go for something off the wall, start some sort of new IP? Be interesting to see a couple years down the road what happens from this.
Yeah, definitely.
People like that are smart enough that whatever they put their hands on, it's going to turn to gold. Sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Konami looking down a new path. We also have a PlayStation flash sale coming up until the 23rd. And this basically is a whole bunch of PlayStation games for PlayStation 3, 4, and the Vita for under $1.
Woohoo!
You can't get better than that. It's like almost free games. I mean, you can buy 5 games for less than lunch,
Yep.
It's great.
But the problem is, what's Microsoft going to answer to this? Because these two have been going back and forth like cats and dogs.
Yeah, how many times have we come on the podcast and say, "Hey, new news in the console wars"? It's pretty bad. So, let's see. That's just looking for a direct link, and I'm unable to give him one at the moment. So I'll try to figure that out. So,
he's already been in a couple times, so something he's doing is working, sort of.
Yeah, well, nothing else is working though.
So I'm saying the highlights of these games include Gravity Rush for the Vita, Tokyo Jungle for the PS3, and Surgeon Simulator.
Surgeon Simulator?
Oh no!
If you want days of laughter, you play Surgeon Simulator.
Yep.
Is this like Goat Simulator in terms of hilarity?
Oh, it come out before that, but it was keyboard and mouse, and the problem is all you could control was a hand. So like certain keys would control certain fingers, and then your mouse had certain controls, and you had to operate on someone. You try to figure it out.
That sounds like QWOP.
Yeah, it is. It's very similar.
Kind of, yeah.
Right, and just as frustrating.
I bet.
Like, you'll take like a saw and you'll start stabbing people, not wanting to stab people. Like, I quit that, and then the person's dead before you know it.
And then, of course, they had to up the difficulty in the game, so they'll put you in an ambulance that's going over every bump imaginable in the city while you try to perform brain surgery.
There's one in outer space when your instruments start floating in the air.
Yep.
You gotta grab them.
And then you accidentally stab yourself with the morphine and everything goes hazy.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Excellent.
It's a brilliant game. It'll be interesting to see how it does on controls.
Yeah, 75 games. This goes until, it sounds like Monday morning, I believe was the time I saw. So, yeah,
Sweet.
Definitely check that out. It's got Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Puzzle Agent. Although Puzzle Agent, that's not a good
Breath of Fire 4. That was a big one that I saw in there. If you haven't played it yet, it's fantastic.
Oh, Breath of Fire's up. Yeah.
For $1, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 for your PSP.
Yeah.
Payday the Heist is 90
Speaking
cents. There's a bunch of games on here.
Is Monster Hunter in there? Wait, no, that's Nintendo. Disregard.
Yeah.
Disregard.
Sorry.
Although Mega Man X4 and X5 are on here.
Yeah, those are worth the price of
those
admission
are
as well, definitely.
Oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah. So definitely check that out. If you have any of the recent PlayStation devices, you can pick up some free game. I recommend Pac-Man Champion.
You would.
Personally, for
You would.
it's a great game. I love it.
Pac-Man.
Yeah, there you go. Diablo 3. They've learned from the first season, and now they're ending season 2 after just, I don't know, it was about not even 2 months, was it?
No, it feels really short. I guess just when I got up to comfortably doing Torment 3 and 4, they're like, hey, we're done.
Yeah,
They're done with season 2?
They are done with season 2 as of Sunday, April 5th at 9 p.m. Pacific.
What?
Easy.
Yep, that's it. So 2 weeks from tomorrow, it looks like.
That is weird. That's really weird.
If you want to get anything else done this season, go for it. I know I got my monk up to Torment 6. Pretty happy with it. Didn't get as far as I wanted because I wanted to try to challenge like the 40s and stuff, but I can't even get past 30 right now. 30 is the highest I've done. And I can't get anything to drop. I've gotten such a drought in drops. Like the last 50 to 75 Paragon levels, I've got nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's terrible.
Same here. I'm a Crusader. Like I'm still running the Captain America build that I did just to, when I first started at 70. I mean, just no set pieces are dropping for me. It's
Did
crazy.
you get two-handed flails?
I'm using one now that I haven't swapped out because nothing better has dropped for me. And I have like one piece of one set and one piece of another set.
Yeah, according to Cole's, two-handed flails don't exist.
They never dropped for me. I got two-handed everything, like billions of two-handed legendaries, and not one was a two-handed flail.
And one-handed flails, you got a lot of those.
Yeah, I got a lot of those. Like, the game knew what I wanted, and it's like, you're not getting this.
Whatever.
It's like the game equivalent of going to Fry's. I mean, everything you want except for what you're actually looking for.
Yup.
Exactly.
Well, and Ron, you'd be happy to know you kind of got me back into Diablo a bit, but I'd never got into seasons, man. I don't feel
That's
the love
alright.
for seasons.
That's all right. Seasons are an optional thing. You don't need to do them.
Yeah, I've been playing though. I started again.
Very
You
nice.
even got me into monks, and monks are a lot of fun.
No,
I hate to give it to you, but you
I don't
nailed
know.
it.
I'm probably not doing another monk. Next season's probably going to be a wizard. I'll start a wizard next season.
Yeah, I started
That's
one
one
of them.
thing.
I'm in like the 30s or 40s.
So, all right. So, as for Blizzard news, that's it. I don't know if you guys heard anything about any of the other games.
Yes. No.
Yeah.
Blizzard did come out. They are pre-selling the newest expansion for Hearthstone. If you guys haven't heard about this is Blackrock Mountain. Current pre-sale is $24.99. You can pick that up through any of their usual little outlets. But it looks really cool, and if you pre-order now, they're giving you a Blackrock Mountain card back for your games as well.
So is that another single-player expansion like Naxxramas was? Oh, awesome.
Exactly like Naxxramas, yep. Although they, what they promised was some more little, some cool little new features to get thrown in the, different spells and abilities, but they said this will definitely beat the newest expansion, so
Awesome.
or the last expansion.
Awesome. Yeah, nice call on that. I completely forgot. I remember reading about it, and it completely glazed over because I don't really play Hearthstone all that much.
Oh, I know. Not many do.
Thinking,
Not
this is
in our
just
circle.
Blackrock Mountain news. We've already gone over that, but I didn't see the.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Very nice. All right. So, shall I lead the chants?
yes.
TSM. TSM.
Indeed.
TSM. Oh yeah,
Yes.
League of Legends. TSM won the Intel Extreme Masters Season 9 at Katowice. That was awesome. They 3-0'd World Elite after World Elite upset the Korean leading GE Tigers.
Yep.
Holy crap, those were three. The first game was close. They could have easily lost the first game, but they got surrenders out of them in games 2 and 3, and that third game wasn't even a contest.
Wow.
It was just a trampling, and then TSM goes and lose to Urgot Mid today. against
Urgot.
Gravity. Yeah, they lost to Urgot.
Urgot, like, is so OP with the buffs he's got now. It's unbelievable.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, that was a very surprising development from today's NALCS. So CLG won their game, so now they're tied for first,
Yep.
and they play tomorrow.
Uh-oh. Here it
So
goes.
Classico in the NALCS tomorrow. And the best part is that Cloud9 gets to pick up the pieces. As long as they keep winning, they're guaranteed a tie for second tomorrow.
Yep.
I don't see
Hopefully
them.
they'll nail that one pretty quick.
Showing at Visa, but in their defense, they played the GE Tigers.
But then they lost to Yoey Flash Wolves.
Yep, they did.
Well, no, I didn't catch much of the IEM circuit. I do have to bring up one match that has been blowing up all over the interwebs.
Oh, geez, yes. This is from the EU LCS on Friday.
So, Ron, did you catch it?
I have yet to watch this game. They've been talking so much about it. Because I work on Friday, I don't get to see any of the EU LCS. Actually, it's kind of funny because I came home and they were running like really late for some reason.
Yep.
And I turn it on and I see the Elements Gambit match. I'm like, oh, this should be a good one. And then like 5 minutes in, they go blue.
Which was really weird.
It was bad. So that match didn't even get broadcast. It's terrible.
But Gambit did
won,
win.
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gambit did win. But
Elements is 2 games away from being relegated.
Really?
Yes, the super team is going to be relegated.
Yep.
Well, see, and who was it? It was Unicorns of Love and dang, now the team escapes me. Fnatic. Thank you. Why do I lose it? They're the top EU. Anyway,
I don't think Fnatic's on top. It's still SK, right?
Well, they were.
It's
for a
SK,
while.
Fnatic. Unicorns is in the tie for 4th.
Which I don't understand because I haven't seen anything special out of them. ... until this match, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll fast forward a little bit. Fairly typical. Game started out with some very early pressure from.
Let's start off the
both
picks
sides.
first. No one picks. What's his name? Vedges Yorick. No one picks Yorick anymore.
Oh, that was the
not
York.
pick.
Okay, I remember them saying York got picked, but they didn't say which game.
And then no one picks Yorick, and they're like, oh my god, this is a pick for Yorick, and no one really picks Cassiopeia anymore as much as they did before. And they're both on the Unicorns team. And you're just like,
which is very weird.
what is going through their mind that they won? This is like season 1. These 2 champions were huge.
Yeah, it was very weird picks. Well, Fnatic starts out with some very early aggression and almost gets first blood in like 2 minutes, right? Almost, but they gave up, right? They let him walk away. Fast forward a bit, Fnatic is in the base of Unicorns. They literally have the final objective down to a quarter health, and they get pushed out by Unicorns. No one knows where it came from, how they pulled together this defense, but pushed out Fnatic. Right?
Was it kind of like the TSM defense against Liquid before they ultimately lost?
Very, very much so.
Except they didn't ultimately lose.
Instead of LeBlanc attacking a minion, or attacking the Nexus, she attacked the minion. And if she would have attacked the Nexus that one time,
they would have gotten it.
Yeah.
Yep. Killer defense.
Wow,
Then they
I'm gonna
come
check
back like 10 minutes later for the win over Fnatic. It was amazing. Nobody saw this coming. There was no way they could have come back.
Well, I guess they did.
Well,
yeah.
Fnatic was attacking the Nexus. The first time they attacked the Nexus, it got down to like 140, which is one shot from anybody on the team. They get aced. Fnatic comes back, tries to do it again. Nexus gets down to 40 HP. They get aced. And Unicorns will walk right up in there.
It always seems like Fnatic's involved in these crazy.
That's
Nexus
what the caster team
things.
said. The casters
And
because I just recently saw the was it XPK the
XPK
backdoor?
The huge one?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, because he had like 3 people on him, and he just kept rift walking out of their abilities.
Well, and that's what the casters were saying. They said the funny thing about Unicorns is whenever they play these high-level teams, they win 75%. Whenever they play the lower-ranked teams, they lose.
No, jeez. That's
And
terrible.
oddly enough, that's exactly what happened this match. It was amazing. It was well worth watching. The VOD, if it's not up yet, should be up shortly. Go
I'm
check
sure
it
it's
out.
up by now. It's just been a full day. But yeah, I definitely need to watch that. This sounds exciting.
Oh, it was.
Oh,
It was crazy.
That was great.
I mean, my jaw was to the floor at the end. I couldn't believe what I just saw.
I was checking Reddit for it, and Reddit's like, don't even like spoil this for yourselves. The scores. Just go right to full event odds.
Watch the game.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Man, oh man. All right.
Definitely Hall of Fame. Anyway, that's all I got.
And that does it for the news this week, unless one of you guys got something else.
I think that's it for me.
We're going to move on and talk about what we've been playing this week. What
Wow.
kind of games have you been working on? Show.
Wow, okay, throw me under. Well, my computer's crap, so I haven't been doing much. Honestly, it's been a whole lot of Shadowrun Chronicles. I love the game. They've pushed some crazy patches, and it's like every time they patch something, we say yes, thank God, and then we discover another game-breaking bug. But the game is progressing. Well, here's the thing, though. They have a release date, right?
Mm-hmm.
April 25th.
That's about a month off.
It's not ready. It should not be a month out, Ron.
Uh-oh.
I love the game, but there's way too much broken still. Way too much broken.
How hard is it to get a turn-based game working?
Well, they recently just got global chat working. They recently just made it so that the hub would have all of your other players visible. You know what I mean? Instead of it just being your own instance. So, I don't know. A month out just seems like a stretch for me. But it's still a brilliant game. As much as I'm probably trash-talking it, I highly recommend going to get it.
Yeah,
especially if you're a fan of the Shadowrun story.
You've been playing this game for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, love it. Love it.
Watched you playing with Veg and Oba too.
I tried to.
It does seem like it's pretty worth. So
oh yeah, definitely worth.
Definitely check it out. Shadowrun.com. It's the website. Anything else?
Nope. That's it.
All right. So, Coles, in your free time when you haven't been filming, what have you been playing?
Well, actually,
He doesn't know what he's been playing.
No, I've been playing lots of League, but
I know what he's
this
been
is
playing.
also Jesus. The koala has his palm to his face right now.
I'm sure.
I haven't done one of those yet today. Something's wrong.
I know.
I'm
I
sure
actually
we'll get one.
forgot to put this in my news, but the Elder Scrolls Online went free to play this week.
Oh
Yay.
yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Hold on. Is my slow clap processor working?
I'll play it if
good.
it's free to play.
Still working.
I'll probably hop on there every so often just because it's free now. But other than that, played lots of League. Dropped down from Gold 4 to Gold 5.
Oh.
And then went from Gold 5 to Gold 2.
Whoa, that's quite a jump.
Yeah.
And then dropped from Gold 2 to Gold 3. But now I'm back in promos. back in promos for Gold 2.
The life of solo queue.
Oh, it's amazing.
I'm hoping to get by my division today. I want to get out of 4. So.
Good luck.
Anything else you've been up to?
Just not really. A little bit of Hearthstone. Hearthstone's crazy right now. There's a bunch of different decks that are all very viable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goblins versus gnomes really kind of changed things around
It did.
quite a bit.
And I imagine this next X Pack ought to do it as well.
Oh, definitely.
I keep calling it X Pack. It's an adventure.
Like,
but I mean, it does add extra cards to the game.
Right.
I think the next X Pack after Goblins and Gnomes, like the big one with like 100 more cards, like everything is going to be crazy because there's going to be like 300 cards in this game.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's going to be insane.
It's going to be like Magic before it's all said and done.
Yeah, probably.
I'm sure Dan can appreciate that reference.
I've played Magic. What do you mean?
Yeah, I've played before.
He's
A
still
long time ago, but I've played.
There's nothing wrong
he
with
goes to
Magic.
release parties and stuff.
I've never
Okay,
played
that's-
Magic.
Dan's still pretty hardcore into the game. And
Oh,
and
good
to
for
be
him.
fair, I was as well back in like 94, 95, 96.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I go
that
back and
long.
look at all my cards, and it's all 4th edition and Ice Age. I mean, that's how far back I used to play.
Yeah, fourth. I started 3rd edition actually. And I remember the Uthadon Troll expansion was the first expansion that I experienced. So yeah, that was.
Yeah, you guys
my
beat
God.
me.
That was way back then, though. So yeah, anything else, Coles?
That's about it.
All right. So we don't have our normal gold goblin here, but we do have the Indian gold farmer.
This past week has actually been very lucrative for me in the gold farming. I'm up profit of about 27,000 gold this week, which is not too shabby. I mean, a lot of it is a piece of gear that I've been holding onto and trying to sell for the better part of the past 3 months. Finally sold for about 10,000 more than I paid for it.
Right.
So that's a big
Very
part of it.
nice.
It was
Very
Dark Herring, which is a wrath dagger that you can fish up out of northern waters. It's very rare. Bought it for 2,000, sold it for about 12,000, and so that's a big chunk of it. But also enchanting. Like I just started pumping out, Gift of Mastery, Gift of Multi-Strike for cloaks and rings, and those have been selling like hotcakes. It's insane.
Crazy.
And some of it is, I had a whole bunch of temporal crystals just kind of sitting around, wasn't doing anything, so I'll just make some of these, throw them on the auction house, but I'll do it at a price that'll just piss off the competition on the server, and they'll buy it to reset the market, which predictably they did. Reset it all higher, and then just started, undercutting them like crazy as soon as the guy bought up all my cheap stuff. And I was like, well, no matter what, I wasn't buying the raw materials, so okay,
Yeah.
take them. That's fine.
Sounds like a win for you.
If you're gonna, he reset it to about 600 gold higher than what I was selling for, and it's win-win. Other than that, been playing a little bit of GTA 5 on the PS4, which is a really fun game, and the timing of it is interesting because I've got to wait until the little guy is asleep or play it on the Vita. And been playing a lot of just mindless, little mindless game on my DS or 3DS called P-Cross. It's like a logic game, just something mindless to do in free time. So.
Oh, that sounds like fun though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sounds like this seems like the kind of game that if I were to play it, I might not get into too much, but the way you guys talk about it, I don't know. GTA 5 just sounds like it's got a whole bunch of stuff in it that
it's entertaining, and the GTA games for me, I can play them in bursts. I get really into them for a week or two, and then just kind of put them down for a while. But with GTA 5, what's interesting is just you get the 3 different characters, each with a whole different viewpoint and different types of missions and stuff like that. And I mean, half the time I'm just kind of switching between them just to see what the hell Trevor's up to. Whenever you switch to a new character, they always give you like a short vignette of what that character's doing at the time you switch to him. And Trevor's are just off the wall. Sometimes I just switch to him just to see what the hell this guy's doing.
I love Trevor. You load right into Trevor, and suddenly he's running from cops with a 4-star wanted level, tanks behind him. You're like, what the fuck just happened? What did I get involved with?
Or like, you go next to him, and he's like laying next to some other dude in the middle of a park, and he gets up and says, next time buy ice cream. He just gets up and walks away.
Yep. Or there's one I clued into Trevor, and he walks up to a guy playing a guitar, snags the guitar from him, bashes it on his head, and then says, what was it? Learn to play something better or something like that, and just walks away.
just smash the poor guy's guitar. He's gonna learn anything.
What's that?
I don't think I talked to him.
What was that, Coles? I don't think anyone heard you.
Vanilla bar?
What? I think he's talking to someone else.
I think he's getting ice cream IRL.
Yeah, he's like ordering from a drive-thru.
That's awesome. He put himself on mute. All right. So cool. Grand Theft Auto 5. Damn. All right.
Yep. Coming to PC here next month. Yep. Do it.
So, of course, I've been playing a little bit of World of Warcraft. Not as much as I have been, but we did raid a couple of... we raid with a guild called For Honor. And they picked me and Morden and Nymph out of the... and Penth for a little bit out of the... raid finder, and so we ran with these guys. They're all right. They're pretty good. We got 4 bosses down, and we started on the train boss.
Operator.
Operator.
Operator Thogar or something like that.
I have never seen so many people get hit by trains.
Right? Wait. Hey, Ron. Was it a train wreck? Ho!
Oh my god.
Christ,
Come on!
Oh,
You loved it.
that pun was a train wreck.
You
Oh
loved
my
it.
God. You got a face palm out of me. Nice job. Points for you, sir. So, yeah, we didn't get him down because everyone in their guild decided that they wanted to get ran over by trains. So, very much a train wreck, yeah. But the main thing that I've been doing lately, and of course I've talked about this the last couple weeks now, is been getting into multiplayer for Descent and Descent 2. And there's still a community out there for this.
Really?
Which I can't believe. That was my first question. How is this game still alive?
How is it not still alive? That game's awesome.
Well, that's a question. How is it not still alive? I mean, there's only like a handful of players playing. Like when I was playing Descent 3, you could log on any hour of the day, and there'd be tons of games going, and you could play against whoever you wanted. And it was the same for D1 and D2. You had to connect through a service called Kali because they didn't have any supported internet play. But you did this IPX deal with Kali, and you'd be able to play online. I think Doom and Quake and all those older games also had the same thing where you played through Kali.
Yep.
Con was another one. If you had Con, that did much the same thing. So what happened, of course, is they released the D1 and D2 source. And over the course of the last 20 years, people have iterated and improved on the game to the point now where you can play it over the internet. And
Nice.
One of the things I had to do tonight, before this was kind of dangerous doing this on a podcast night, but I changed the outbound IP that I'm on because I have the IP address that's for the apartment complex, and they have an external router. So the IP that they give us is a internal IP, and then I have a router for our network, and you can't host games like that. Well, I also have a server IP that bypasses the apartment complex's router, and what I had to do tonight was I switched our router to go through that address. So that router is now the external server address because I'm not using that server anymore. It broke some months ago, and I've done everything. And tried to host a couple of games tonight. Oh my God, they were awesome! So much fun.
Good.
Again, it's kind of funny because there was a bug that happened in this game. The first big game I tried to host, everyone gets in the game and we're just starting to go, and I noticed that everyone disconnects and everyone immediately reconnects. Nobody saw that. Nobody actually disconnected from the game. So what happened is at that point in time, the people that were connected saw my ship at one particular spot on the map where I was at the time, and then my actual ship was also flying around. So they saw two copies of me, one that wasn't flying and that they couldn't hit, and one that was flying and they could hit. Both of the ships were shooting missiles and lasers and whatever weapon I had. So I mean, to throw that shit, you'd get killed. Well, what this causes is that every time you fire a missile, the game recognizes this and spawns a missile somewhere in the map. Except there are two ships firing it. So every time I spawned a missile, two missiles would or every time I spawned two missiles would spawn. Oh my God, by the end of the game, the rooms were filled with these floating missiles because you couldn't pick them all up. You're limited in capacity. So it was just funny. Everyone was laughing. It was a good old time.
That's awesome. I spent way too much time playing, trying to get Kali to work and playing Descent 1, like way back in the day in high school.
Kali was such a pain in the butt.
It really was.
There's a face. Do you have a Kali ID still?
If I do, I don't remember what the what it is at this point. I mean, it's been well over 10 years since I've used it.
Because there's actually a Facebook group for old Kali players.
Oh man, I mean, if anything, it'd probably be what I use for everything else. It'd just be TC Atsuko.
Yeah.
Because I've used that handle for over 20 years now. So.
Oh yeah.
Probably about
I've
the same.
used my handle since '95. So.
Yeah.
It's.
But yeah, I mean, and especially what was interesting when I first started playing. I lived in South Carolina, right across the border from Charlotte, North Carolina. Well, our ISP was in Charlotte, so it was a long distance call to call up for the ISP to play. And after that first month, we realized that was a bad phone bill that month.
How big was the phone bill?
It was a couple $100 that month until they our phone company started a deal saying, well, you pay $100 a month and you get unlimited long distance calls to the 704 area code up in Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
And so what was nice about that is $100, make unlimited they say it's long distance, but it's really 15 miles away to
Right.
Charlotte. And then they tell you in the bill how much your phone bill would be. And so after that happened, I played so much Doom and Descent and whatnot, $100, $2,000 for the phone bill of what it would be, but it was $100 a month. It was awesome.
I have a similar story actually, because I used to when I had a Commodore 64. Actually, it was a 128. I've had both, but this was when I had the 128, and that's when we first played around with CompuServe.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got on CompuServe, and it was my father's account, and I had no idea about anything about charges or anything. And I was playing this one space game. I remember it's a text-based space game, and like a month later, my father comes to me and says, "You're not playing on CompuServe anymore." I'm like, "Why not?" He's like, "You ran up a $400 bill."
That's awesome.
I'm like, "I did? How?" I had no idea that
it
was a free thing.
Same with me, calling up and playing Doom and Descent. I was like, I had no idea that long distance was that much. And
oh man, very nice. Well,
my parents are like, "Yeah, don't you see the ads? 10 cents a minute. I mean, come on."
Nice. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link on the Facebook page to, if anyone's interested in getting started. Of course, you have to buy the games on either Steam or GOG. I recommend GOG.com. And then you can
DRM free.
Yeah, DRM free. And then you can go ahead and apply these patches called DXX Rebirth and Retro, and that'll get you playing if anyone's interested.
Awesome.
There you have it. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look into it.
Excellent. So that concludes our gaming section. It's time for the 6 Gaming Roundtable discussion, and
the roundtable.
Yeah, and this week I came up with a pretty interesting topic, and one of the reasons this interests me right now is because, back into Descent again. Of course, Descendant Studios, led by Eric Peterson of Wing Commander 4 fame, is starting a Kickstarter for Descent Underground. And one of the things that's really dividing the current Descent community about this game is how are the microtransactions going to work? Now, everyone knows microtransactions. If you've played Candy Crush at all, you know what a microtransaction is. It's like you fail at the level so many times, and you get this thing on your screen that says, "Hey, buy this power-up for $32," and you get to use the power-up for like one game.
No, don't do it.
Yeah. So, but what this game seems to be doing is that it's kind of going to be a lot like the champions in League of Legends, not the skins, just the champions, where you can choose to play and receive points to buy the new ships, or you can pay money, receive the points from the money, and buy ships that way. So, I mean, there's a various number of ways that microtransactions can work. I guess my question here is, how much is too much? Where do you draw the line?
Here's my thought on microtransactions. Now, for the longest time, couple of years, I played The Simpsons Tapped Out on my iPad.
I remember that.
I love the Simpsons game. I finally broke the addiction, actually, fairly recently. But what they do is they have something, it's its own little microtransaction system where you can play the game, and it's all 100% completely free. Go have fun and experience everything you want to. Mm-hmm. Now, they introduce premium content. What you have to do is you have to buy Homer donuts using real money. These donuts are your premium currency that you can then use to spend on different skins for the characters that will do different missions, buy premium buildings. You know what I mean? Just kind of enhance the game. But they don't change it. It doesn't give you an advantage, really. It's just kind of something fun to do. Those type of microtransactions I am completely comfortable with. And honestly, they've already gotten a decent chunk of my money. Mm-hmm. I love The Simpsons. But then you get into, well, let's bring up what you said, Ron, the whole idea of League of Legends. I'm almost to the point where I'm not comfortable with that, only because you see all these champions that are being played in the LCS, and you're like, oh, those guys are awesome, I want to do that, but they're locked. Mm-hmm. And the price to unlock those with the points is so high that it takes you so long to keep playing. Now, it's brilliant for marketing because it keeps you playing the game. But, people just like, hey, I want to fast forward. I want to get this guy. And some of these prices for these room points are not cheap.
Right.
So that, to me, it's almost kind of, I guess a bit excessive.
Well, let me give you my take on the whole League of Legends system. First of all, when I started playing League of Legends, I had talked to, of course, Coles and Veg. Veg played it for a long time. Coles, you were just getting started, I think. Oba played it, and there came an expectation with this game that this game was going to be difficult. There's going to be this huge learning curve, and I still find myself thinking that I'm still learning lots of the game, and part of that is learning the champions. There are over 120 champions in the game right now, and if you want to be good at a champion, you can't just sit here and play Ashe all day and then expect to pick up Jinx and be good with Jinx, because it's a different champion. It might play the same role, but Jinx, it's much different. She doesn't have that AoE slow that Ashe has. She doesn't have that engage stun. Hers is just damage. They have this very similar global, but Ashe is stuns. That's for engagement. Whereas your wild turtle, you finish off the dragon with it.
But she does have pow pow, and that's what's important.
And she's got fish bones.
That's true.
So yes. So
I love Jinx.
So and this is one of the things that I really like about Heroes of the Storm, how that's set up, is that it capitalizes on this whole learning curve thing. When you first buy the champion, you don't get access to all of its abilities right away.
Yep.
You need to play that champion over time, learn the champion, and then you start unlocking the second ultimate ability, some of the passives that you get along the way at every few levels, stuff like that.
Which gives you choices to expand your skill and
I think that's okay. I think because go ahead.
For microtransactions, though, that price is still pretty steep. I mean, even Heroes of the Storm, it's like $10.
Heroes of the Storm is horrible. The champion.
It's
like Heroes of the
$10
Storm, I can't play. So on League of Legends, you know how you say IP is hard to come by now? Well, they just recently made a change, like 2 weeks ago, where there's IP boost for playing with friends up to 16 times what you get for a normal game.
I've never gotten any bonus.
You should every time you play with another person.
I mean, I haven't gotten like the big bonuses that they say you can get.
Right, but so that helps a little bit. But if you buy champions when they're on sale, you can get 3 champions for $10. Or you can get 1 champion in Heroes of the Storm for $10.
All right.
Well, yeah, that's very true. Very true.
Yeah. Now, for what Descendant Studios is doing with theirs, the 2 things that they're saying that you can buy with microtransactions right now is they have, I think, 9 ships or something like that, 8 or 9 ships.
Yeah.
You start with 1, and you can either play and earn the other ships, or you can buy the other ships. And how they're saying that is the people that buy the ships, those are the people that aren't going to want to sit there and play the game all day to unlock these things. They just want to get in there and play with the ships and see what it's like. So you can buy those ships. And they also have cosmetics that can either be bought in-game and that's one thing that's different from League of Legends, by the way. In League of Legends, you cannot buy the cosmetics. Or you cannot buy the cosmetics, but just by playing. You have to actually give the money for the skins.
Right.
Which, yeah, I'm okay with that, too. I mean, cosmetics, if you find a champion that you like, and you find a particular skin that you like, drop it.
I can imagine how much money I spent on this game.
Exactly. And there's there was an article the other day about skins in League of Legends, and that's what kind of kicked this idea in my head. And these people are spending like thousands of dollars on the skins, and they have no regrets at all.
Really? It's totally worth it.
They say that they enjoy playing with the skins. They like the art that's coming out, and that's their way of supporting the game. And
I mean,
having more fun
that's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I spent probably about $600.
Oh, that's a good amount.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, because again, I'm totally into some of these microtransactions, like DJ Sona. I'm gonna pick up DJ Sona. It's
absolutely when she was on sale.
Is she on sale?
She was when she first came out.
Damn it!
Oh,
no. So the
Damn.
microtransactions I don't like are the stuff that changes the game. That makes
the pay to win.
easier.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
that's what they call it. Pay to win.
premium as well for the free to play. Talking about a free game that's going to free to play this week. If you want to play the Elder Scrolls Online, you can get a 400% XP boost for $5 per hour for any level character.
Yeah.
You can buy the best weapons in the game for like $10.
See,
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
The XP boosts and stuff like that, I don't know how I feel about that. I mean,
I feel
makes-
if you got a max character,
Well,
it's better.
I've done it in League. I've gotten those boosts just to try to catch up to you guys. You know what I mean?
right.
So some of those, I'm fine with. WoW, I was kind of iffy about WoW doing the boost to 90, but shit, that's a huge part of their income now. I know a lot of people who've done it.
My God. I mean, people get the free one, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know that many people that have done the second one.
Oh, I know a lot of people done the second one.
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with
not
the
that
90
hard to
boost on
level.
WoW as long as you already have a 90 level account, character. Like if someone gets in the game is like, oh, I don't want to level, press 90.
Right.
But they can do that now. I mean, buying the game gives you a level 90 character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So.
But the whole thing is, it kind of seems self-defeating in a way because you
Wow,
don't know how to play that character. You're just instantly thrown into shit.
Right. And then
Wow,
a couple other of the microtransactions that I've seen, like for example that game Radical I've been talking about a lot. That's a free to play, but you get 2 lives, and when you die, you have to watch a video to get the second life. Well, you can pay $2 to get rid of that ad forever, and I've done that because it was time consuming.
Yeah.
And I figured that waiting was not worth my time.
I don't know. Some things I don't mind watching a quick commercial. Whatever. As long as it lets me keep playing for free. There's a game that I'm playing right now, actually, on my phone that it gives you, if you watch this 30-second video, it gives you a boost for 3 hours.
Oh yeah,
I'm totally okay with that.
Oh geez, what was it that I played? I used to play something that did something very similar to that, where you had to watch an ad and you'd get credit with something. I don't remember what game this was. I wish I did.
I remember something like that too. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's a popular way of getting people to watch ads is by giving some kind of bonus to it. In Radical, if you don't watch that ad, you do not get your second life. Your game is over.
Yeah, it's pushing it.
So. I mean, I played that game so much, and still do from time to time. I have not gotten a whole lot better at it, but
How far have you gotten on the
90.
radical mode?
90.
On radical mode?
Yes, I got
God.
to 77 the first day it came out, and then for a week I couldn't beat that, and I ended up getting to 90. My wife is telling me that Nimblebit does a lot of ads equals rewards type deal.
Yeah.
Watch an ad, you might get like a tower bucks in one of the games or something.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So.
Actually,
I mean,
my biggest gripe ever with microtransaction is from WoW, because they put these awesome mounts in the mount store, like
Yep.
the
Oh,
coolest
yeah.
mounts in the game.
Mhm.
But why are they not like behind the achievement, behind a boss drop? Like,
Well, because
all this art
they
is going
want
for
you to buy them.
I know, but
Yeah,
I'm already paying
it's-
for the
it's
subscription. Like, I'm paying for your subscription. I don't want to keep throwing money.
Yeah, but
Yeah, a lot of people have complaints about that because there just seems to be no tie-in to anything with those mounts.
no, but they know that somebody somewhere is gonna pop down money for them. Though is a thing.
But on
Players.
that exact same token, though, you can't do that with all of them. Like, they have very, very purposely put in stuff into the game for charity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They
That's
created
cool.
very
I like
specific
that.
mounts and pets for charity. There is no story.
I
They're
love
just
the
trying to do
charity.
something
That
good.
that's really
And-
cool that they do that.
Right.
'Cause,
So
Blizzard's a huge company. They have millions of players.
right.
This
So, I
is
mean-
one way to get a lot of people to do,
Something
a little
good.
bit good,
Yeah.
Pretty
And
good.
so on that vein, I mean, you can't always tie it back to story or you know, if
But
they're
I
just.
mean, let's talk about the crack pony, Mount number 1.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I remember logging in that day, and there's ponies everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, I'm guilty as anyone. I've had a ton of those.
My hands up.
I love having that, and that's how they. I mean, they've got a tight grip on our wallets.
Oh, they do.
If you invest your time in a game like World of Warcraft, you want to look pretty badass, and that's the way they make you give them the monies.
Yeah, except these current shoulders on my druid are 2 rocks tied on with a freaking rope. I think Blizzard phoned it in. Fix it. Damn it.
You need to get the ones off of the one boss in Blackwing.
Yes, I do actually, because these current ones are ugly as sin. I'm gonna transmog them as soon as I find something decent.
Transmog is for the win. Just gotta say that.
Anyway,
I love looking like Tarek of the Fifth Age.
I love selling people transmog stuff.
It's really outrageous. So, yeah.
all right, that was my tangent,
So-
by the way.
so
I'm good.
If you're a developer out there and you're thinking of making games, don't follow Candy Crush's model. No one likes that.
No, please God, no.
No one likes that. If you want your game to be taken seriously.
And no day one DLC, please, ever.
What was that?
Oh,
No day one DLC.
Day one
by the
DLC.
way,
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
speaking of Day 1 DLC, I was watching a stream for the new Mortal Kombat X that's coming out, Mortal Kombat 10. And they admitted on the stream they had, you get this game now, you're going to get, who is it, Jason Voorhees.
Yep.
And then on the stream they said, well, Jason's not done. So that Day 1 DLC we were going to give you, maybe soon?
Soon TM.
Yeah. Like, how do you guys do that to everybody? That was one of their biggest things. Hey, get this, we'll give you Jason, and now...
Because they want the money.
I mean, just
That's
seems
actually-
counterproductive.
That's not too bad. I've seen worse than that. I've seen
that
like Minor
hunting
Wars
game?
2081. I'm gonna go off on a tangent here. Minor Wars 2081 was supposed to be a Descent-like game. It was supposed to be this giant MMO where you could make space stations out of asteroids. And
Really?
And does this sound like a game that you guys are familiar with?
Yes, actually.
Which one?
I've played. Oh, I thought you were talking about Minor 2081.
Right.
It sounds
I've played
familiar.
Okay.
I mean, it's ringing a bell, but...
Well, I'll get to it then because it's been a game of the week in the prior incarnation of the podcast. So, Minor Wars 2081, they took out the MMO element and made it just a first-person game with very. It was close to Descent in terms of the available play modes, but it was so far from Descent in terms of actually play style. No one liked it. Everyone thought that they promised us X, Y, and Z, and they gave us trash.
So what you're saying is this is probably Molyneux who was behind this.
No, it wasn't Molyneux. maybe a protege of his. I don't know.
Right.
The guy was supposedly really big into the Descent community, and I don't know. So what ended up happening is they said, yeah, we recognize we made a crap game and that we were supposed to put an MMO out for this, but we're going to come out with a sequel, and the sequel's going to have it's going to have everything that we said in the original is going to be an MMO, blah 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 blah. They come out with Space Engineers.
Oh, really?
That was their game, yes.
Wow.
That's why I won't touch that game with 10-foot pole. I don't like.
I didn't know those were even related.
Yeah, those are the same company. So
Huh.
yeah, there you go.
All
So
right.
I think that just about does it, unless you guys got any other evidence you want to put forth.
Oh yeah. Show, what's that? Is it called Extinction?
Which one?
The one where you're a monster and there's 3 hunters.
Oh, Evolve.
Evolve.
Well, I
Oh.
won't play that game because on day 1 they have a monster behind a locked door that you have to pay to get through.
Oh.
Pay to
What?
play this monster. Yes, there's a monster you have to buy. The first day it came out.
What? Coles,
I
what game
never
were
even
we
found
playing
this.
that had something similar? Was it Neverwinter? Where you get a drop and you had to buy a key to open it?
Yes, Neverwinter did that.
I know a number of games that do that.
That was a free game. That was a free game. This is you're paying $60 and then you have to pay like an extra $15 to get this monster.
I never ran into that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I'll have to look it up.
Like that made me just turn away from the game. I'm like, I'm not
Well,
gonna
that's
pay
understandable.
One of the things that's really stopping the Descent community from getting behind Descent Underground is their fear of something like that happening. I really
Right.
hope it doesn't. So, all right, let's go ahead and wrap it up, guys. It's been a
Wrap it
great
up.
week so far. So, any closing statements from the cute koala?
Yes. And Urgot.
Yes. Urgot's a good closing statement. It was so funny because he was feeding. He went. He tried to
Wants to give him
all in
hope.
on Bjergsen. He tried all in on Bjergsen under the tower.
Yes.
And
he flashes. It fails. Tower dives.
Well, he flashed because he thought he would be able to hit him with a hunter, acid hunter, because he still had the debuff on him, and he flashes and the debuff drops and his acid hunter harmlessly just hits nothing.
Yes. It was a Cole's move. He tower dived.
And then the tower hits them 2 times and he's dead. So he feeds. He gives away 3 kills, and then the first team fight in the jungle, he gets a triple kill, and that was it. After that, he was just unstoppable. It was one heck of a game. So, yeah, Urgot. Brox, anything to close out with?
Kentucky's going 39-1.
What's the record now?
Referencing they're undefeated, so they're going to lose in the final game. I want to see it happen.
Yeah. You have a perfect bracket?
No, God, no, no. Actually, on ESPN, you know, one of the bigger bracket sites, they say out of 11.7 something million brackets that were submitted, there are exactly 0 perfect brackets right now because of all the upsets that happened on day 1 of the tournament and a couple of them today.
Yeah, Yahoo was saying that they had less than 100 left after the half.
I mean, I'm the pool that I'm in. I'm on top right now. We'll see how long that lasts because, like I do every year, I pick Duke to win it, and I don't think they're going to pull it off. But it's tradition at this point. But yeah, if you know, I just hope Kentucky loses. I mean, it's a horrible program.
Horrible program.
All right, Show, you and your GIMP computer. Anything you want to add?
Yes, in tribute to all my Shadowrun fans out there, slag off, you chummer.
Oh,
Well, that's rude. And all I'm going to add is prepare for descent. That's all I've got. All right.
All right.
For Coles, Showsan, and Brox, this has been the 6 Gaming Podcast. I'm roncli.
I'm Show.
I'm Brox.
I'm a koala.
And I'll see you next week. See you, bye.